Well, hello there.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of the Tabletop Trio podcast. I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And we got a fun one for you today. Joe has a car update. Some new tech stuff just came out because CES just came and went.
A lot of new stuff came out.
Which I honestly completely forgot CES was a thing until I saw a friend of mine who goes every year.
Yeah.
He's a tech Nintendo influencer. Which is kind of cool. He had a huge YouTube channel back even like before college.
Huh.
And he still has like thousands and thousands of subs. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot you exist.
You do that.
Yeah, that's right. It's weird.
Yeah, we got the new Switch, kind of.
Yeah, officially official.
It's, well, kind of.
It was the one thing where everyone knew what it was until Nintendo's like, oh yeah, we have the new Switch. And everyone's like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know everything about it other than the things you didn't actually release.
Yeah.
So you kind of know about the new Switch.
Yeah, it's,
It's a little bit bigger. I am actually thankful for that.
Yeah.
I think they realize how many adults actually play with it.
Big meaty claws.
Yeah. Like, I don't want carpal tunnel.
No.
I mean, I probably already have the start of carpal tunnel, but I don't want further.
Right? Well, I've been playing on my Switch a lot more lately, just because my girlfriend and I, we played It Takes Two, which is amazing. It's from the same people who made A Way Out, which you and I played.
Yeah, we did.
There was an A Way Out Easter egg in It Takes Two.
Really?
And where the two characters, like, it's like basically the story of It Takes Two. They get they get like shrunken down into like their daughter's dolls because the couple is getting divorced.
Wow.
And she wishes upon this magical book. The book comes to life and makes them go through these like trials and everything to like bring back the spark in their life and everything like that. Really sweet story, really nice, all that. One of the levels, you're in like your daughter's bedroom and all of her toys come to life. And there's like this little like secret room you can go in, and the one character's just like, oh man, this is my favorite video game. And it's quotes from the game.
Gotcha.
Of the characters, and they're like two little like standees like you'd see with like anime characters and everything.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
It was really funny, but I've been playing my Switch a lot lately. This is where I'm getting to. And the Joy-Cons are so small.
Yeah.
I like can't really play for too long.
We ended up
Or if I put it in the controller slot, because I don't have the Pro controller. I
Yeah.
don't have a need for it.
So we ended up buying the non-powered, what looked like a controller sawed in half. I think Walmart has them.
Yep.
Where they don't have power, they don't have a battery.
Yep.
So you kind of eat the battery of the Switch by playing it, but they're like 2 full-size controllers. That's been nice.
Yeah, I actually picked one of those up based off of your suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one, but if we're playing on the TV,
Yeah, you don't get
it doesn't have batteries, so I can't use it.
Yeah, that was the one downside where it's like if you want to play it on the Switch, it's great. Outside of that, it's literally useless. I ended up going the opposite direction. I've been using my Legion Go almost daily.
Really?
And it's because I bought a thing that makes it I never want to go without it.
Wow, okay.
It's called and the name is really stupid. The company name is Viture. Viture. I think that's it. They look like sunglasses. They are not sunglasses. They are 135-inch equivalent displays. 120 hertz, 1080p, USB-C connection. You can plug it into your phone. You can plug it into anything that's DisplayPort. So anything new-ish, like my phone plugs in, I can mirror my phone.
Wow.
And on the Legion, it's the USB-C is the DisplayPort. So I have been just laying flat on the couch, sunglasses on, staring up at the ceiling with a 135-inch screen. And then here's the kicker.
This is the future Wally warned us about.
The Legion Go, the controller's split in half, just like a Joy-Con.
Yeah.
So I just hands down on the side, just staring up at the ceiling. It has been so fucking comfortable. I've ended up playing more on that than on my actual PC downstairs.
Oh my God.
The only thing I go downstairs for is if I'm playing FPS games.
Yeah.
So I ended up like rearranging my monitors again because when I go down there, I'm playing FPSs. When I go up here, I'm just chilling. I'm just laying down somewhere.
Good Lord. That is amazing.
I've been looking at the glasses things for like years, but they've never been good. Like they've been like, it's fun. It looks interesting, but like there was a lot of fuzzy borders around the side and it wasn't really a good resolution.
Yeah.
And then this one came around. It was like 120 hertz. Nice.
It's like, okay, good refresh.
1080p. That's nice. No power needed. You just plug it into the thing. That's pretty great. And then it has a dimming button on the side where it'll like do like 80% blackout, or you can click it and you can see right through it. So like, I mean, you have to lower the brightness if you want to see right through it. But like, I was watching the football games and I turned the brightness down enough that if your brain focuses on the sports thing, it will actually blur out the game that you're playing to look at the sports thing.
Wild.
And then if you want to like, oh no, I'm going to play the game, you can kind of like trick your brain into looking back at the other. It was really weird. But some people were complaining they couldn't get their brain because it's 2 tiny screens. So it kind of looks funny from the side because if I'm looking at you and you have it on, it's like an old projector is being shot directly into your eyeball because it's just like a shot of light just directly in each eye. But it's not. I actually have to turn the brightness down.
Really?
Yeah, for most of the time I have to turn the brightness down during like full sun time, like 12, 1 o'clock. If I'm in the house, I still only keep the brightness at like 70 or 80%. Has built-in speakers. It's pretty quiet. You can't really hear. If anybody's talking remotely near you, your sound is drowned out. But it's so loud to me, I have to like take them off if you ask me a question.
What was that?
Yeah, I have to take my glasses off to hear what the hell you were talking about. But
sorry, I can't hear you. I can't see.
So it is compatible with the Switch. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, okay.
And then
because it's just USB-C.
It's DisplayPort as long as it can do that, and that's what the Switch does to get to a TV.
Yeah.
So that works. And then there's software you can get that kind of turns it into a pseudo VR headset where it gives you could do like monitors, Like you could do like 3 monitors or like an ultra wide. Or I think you could watch VR videos. You just have to click a button. So like if you do want to watch VR videos, you can technically with this thing. It's got like gyro or something built in. But I've used like the desktop variant before just to see what it was about. I was very interested. I was like, because here's my thought process. If I bring this to work, can I get rid of my monitors at work? And just have just a pair of sunglasses. And it turns out, yes.
Nice.
Yes, you can. I had 2 monitors. If I look that way, I was typing. If I look that way, the other monitor's right there. It was fucking great, dude.
That's amazing.
I was like, oh no. And then Elena was like, oh, you look kind of stupid. And I'm like, because they don't fit like regular sunglasses. They're a little thick.
Yeah.
But I was like, just put it on. And then she put them on and she was like, so these are mine. And I'm like, no. But that's how I know something was good.
Yeah.
I had her put it on and it wasn't an immediate like, this is stupid. It's
Yeah.
funny, but stupid. This was like, I'm gonna
these are mine now.
I'm gonna go borrow these.
So a few people in the chat over on YouTube. Graham says hello. Sorry, he's not feeling great. So
Is what it is.
hopefully you're back soon, back on the mend.
Yeah.
Adam popping in saying hello, good evening. Hello, Adam.
Ah.
Welcome in. Looking forward to racing with you soon. Well,
Yes.
broadcasting the races soon. And 4M Watch says the glasses are pretty dope. It is true.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool experience to just like, if you didn't know and you weren't sitting directly next to me, because again, you could see the light just shooting directly in your eye holes.
4M Watch says, I take back my compliment. How dare you accurately roast me?
So I've been using them like every single day.
This is the future Marty McFly went to.
Yeah. Well,
We just need hoverboards at this point.
I was joking with Elena because her office is very small and my office is also very small. But I use like 37 monitors and I can't really get rid of them because they're all like
They're all used. Yeah.
super duper resolution monitors and stuff like that. But like for like if you were just doing work, like I would not have a desk anymore. Like I would do like just I need a keyboard and a mouse. I need no monitors.
Mm-hmm.
I need nothing in front of me. I could even spin in the other direction and stare in the middle of a room. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is my monitors. They're
Have glasses will travel.
here. Yeah. Like,
Dude, imagine the flights. Like, if you had that.
I will be flying in February.
I was going to say, if you had that for your flight.
Oh, my God.
You're going to look like the biggest jackass to
don't-
everyone else on the
I
plane.
don't give a fuck.
But you are going to be in your glory.
Yeah, do you want to know what it's going to be like? Oh, hang on. Let me turn off the dark mode. What was that, flight attendant? Oh, perfect.
Bing bong.
Right back into darkness. Like, are you kidding me with my Legion? I got all my video games. I got my emulators. It's a whole ass PC. That's the only thing I'm taking for the trip.
Yeah.
I'm taking that and a work laptop. I don't need a gaming laptop.
Yeah.
It's so convenient.
Adam says, hoverboards? No, we need computers that actually create food like on Star Trek.
I wish.
Yes.
I think we're getting
completely
there.
agree.
We're getting there. We're 3D printing food. We're right there.
And 4M Watch says, most importantly, sit comfortably and not get back pain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. Because I've been laying down, my back has been feeling better because I'm not like aping forward and leaning like this to play video games.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know, it's wild. How dare I?
Imagine that.
You know, for all the ergonomic shit I buy, my spine still reverts back to like 13-year-old me. Like, no, we got to get. This is your fucking stance for video games.
Yeah, this is the stance right here.
Yeah, I got to get really in there and then just fucking lean. Like, I can't see it from here, but here is perfect.
Yeah.
I just got to get the lean.
That one little inch, that one extra inch.
Have you seen what they're doing today
No,
for like esports?
no.
We've gone too far.
Because I've seen the pictures of people like with like blankets and jackets and hoodies and like that kind of stuff covering the
Okay,
monitor and all that. But
yeah, that's a thing. They're also using like 37 cell phone privacy screens, and they're sticking them on so that you can't see from the sides. No, the new thing for I'll try. Is monitor here, so like right in front of your face. Keyboard, mouse, back here. Tilted. Keyboard like this way, so like on a weird angle.
Oh, that bothers me.
And then you play like this, just about 3 to 4 inches in front of the screen, because the what they are saying is that your eye has a lag time just like everything else on a computer. So if you get physically closer,
no,
you have less lag.
No. I'm going to turn into my parents. Get yourself away from that. You're going to give yourself eye damage. No.
You know, I fought that for a very long time, and then VR came out, and that shit's right up against your face. Now I got the glasses. That's technically above, so it's up here, and then it shoots down to a mirror into your eyeball. That's the magic. It's just a tiny screen on the top. But sitting that close, for me, with the monitor specifically, it's not comfortable because that shit puts off heat. Computer monitors are hot. Like, at least with VR, it's all like vented. It was made to sit close to your face, so there's fans and everything.
Oh yeah.
And like the glasses are wide open, so there's no heat. There's heat on the side, like where I guess that's where the components are. But outside of that, it's not hot. And they're shrinking their monitors down. So our generation went bigger. 27, 32 was about as big as we got until it got like unnecessary. They're going backwards. They're actually going to like 20 to 24 is like as big as they're going. Most of them are doing like 20, because when you're that fucking close, you can't see any further.
I'm genuinely curious because I've a friend of mine is into like competitive gaming. Like he actually is on his school's varsity gaming team. Forget exactly what they play, but like he's been doing like, you know, competitions and all that kind of stuff. Used to be a streamer. Actually used to play in like MLG, I think it was.
Yep.
Like played for a team out in LA and lived out in LA for a while and all that kind of stuff. I'm curious to see what he thinks about that.
He might be one of the people who are playing like that.
He's not. No, I've seen his setup. He does have it on a boom arm, and it is kind of close. But he's not the full in like.
He doesn't have his arms outstretched really far.
I don't think so. Because I haven't seen him like play, but I don't think
it's apparently the future.
I think he'd be good to have on it for an interview.
I'm here.
I gotta talk to him, see if he'd be.
We got time.
see if he'd be interested.
But yeah, that's been a lot of my tech stuff. There's been more of those glasses starting to come out now. There's like several companies, but I think these ones use Sony, and I think they just announced that they're going to be in Best Buy, so you can just buy them in Best Buy now,
shit.
Not Amazon and wherever.
That's cool.
Chinese thing it was from.
Yeah, I think for me, I want to re-evaluate my desk setup because the way my desk is set up right now is primarily for work because I just have the one desk. I was spoiled. I had a work desk and I had my desk in my bedroom when I lived at home. Now that I've, got my own place and all that kind of stuff, I have the one desk and multiple cables plugged into different places and blah, blah, blah. The only issue with that, with when I'm doing iRacing or things like that, I want to, but I don't have the space to do a rig or anything like that. So I have to work off the desk. The desk is at an awkward height. So is my wheel stand because my legs are so freaking long. So my wheel stand actually has to go basically on the desk.
Yeah.
And because the wheel moves, it moves the desk. The desk moves, it moves my monitor. I can't bring my monitor closer to me because if I were, it'd be on the boom arm, which means the desk moves and the monitor's sitting there just wiggling up and down. I'm just like
hydraulic monitor.
Oh, it was bad. I did that for about a week and said, nope, I'm putting this back. I don't care if the monitor's too far away. I'd rather do that than just have to sit.
You got like car sick, right?
It was bad. I don't get car sick, and I was actually like,
You get a little nauseous?
it was affecting my driving, which is a wild thing to say.
Yeah, I tried to do the one desk thing, and I can't do it. I ended up doing a smaller desk to make sure I could fit like a rig. It was like that was the compromise I made myself. I was like, nope, I need a spot to sit and play, especially because of the way I am, where if I don't have enough energy to start the process, or like just enough to start the process, if there is anything to stop me in that process, it's not getting done.
Yeah.
So like to go downstairs, even now, it's like I want to go race. I have to go downstairs. I made a little corner section. I made a whole other computer so I could just turn it on and use.
Oh yeah, you've got your little sim corner.
Right. It's freezing as shit downstairs. And it's not in my office, it's outside my office. So it's even colder.
Yep.
So no racing. Way too fucking cold.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna feel my toes. I'm gonna get frostbite. It's gonna be a problem. So that's been like my nope, not touching it.
Yeah.
It's that's enough of a hurdle for me to be like, this is it.
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
Well, speaking of racing, we have two very cool announcements coming back to the channel. The first of which is the Total Nonstop Racing League, our Monday night racing series that we broadcast right here on Twitch, YouTube, all that. That's going to be coming back in February.
Love that.
I believe it starts out with a doubleheader at Daytona on February 10th. I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I believe that's when it starts. So we're going to be doing that. And then at some other point in February, we are broadcasting a brand new league. The boys at the Speed iRacing series are going to be racing the iRacing mini stocks, which are short track, four-banger kind of cars.
Love it.
They are so much fun. They race dirt. They race oval.
Oh, so it's
they
everywhere.
race road. They do everything and race exceptionally well. So we're going to be doing that on Tuesdays. That is all to be determined as far as when it starts, but we are going to be broadcasting those as well Tuesday nights.
That sounds so much fun.
So I cannot wait for that. We're going to have all the info you need. You can check out our website for when the races are, what's going to be racing, all that kind of stuff. Social media as well. I'll throw out the schedule as soon as we get it.
Yeah.
And that is going to be so great.
I can't wait. Broadcasting was so fun. Like meeting all the guys and talking to everybody, and just the experience you get so rapidly from broadcasting is wild.
And just watch, from you even just broadcasting races, the next race you go in do yourself, you'll find yourself that you actually learn something, even from broadcasting the races. Just from watching them.
I can crash with style.
Yes. But that's going to be a ton of fun. And I actually got a couple people to follow us here on the channel. So 2 weeks ago, iRacing had their Roar Before the 24. Basically, in real life, IMSA has a few races before the 24 Hours of Daytona, which is this weekend, by the way. Starts on Saturday, ends on Sunday, 24-hour race. Amazing.
Love it.
And the week before, they do what's called the Roar, where it's a couple of 45-minute races, whatever. But iRacing said, no, we're doing a 2.4-hour race. Have fun. So a few weeks ago, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. time slot, signed up, got to racing. And I was talking with a few people in our chat, and they're like, wait, you have a podcast? I'm like, yeah. It's plastered all over my car.
Isn't it your hood?
It's literally my entire car is just Tabletop Trio. And even on there on the side, I usually have a hobby podcast.
That could mean anything.
Just to not be ambiguous. But I was talking to a couple of people like, dude, I didn't know. I just subbed. That's in my wheelhouse. I will tune in.
Hilarious.
So, and then I proceeded to spend about probably 45 minutes to an hour talking about breakfast meat.
There's a lot to talk about. I had breakfast meat for dinner tonight, and I didn't know which one to get, so I cooked all three.
Because we were talking about how, how after the race, I was just using the thought of breakfast to get me through the race. Because it's like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah, it's a 2.5 hour. Well,
it's
over 2.5 hours.
It's a 2 hour and 20-minute race.
Oof.
And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I really want breakfast right now. Because I had a thing of pork roll in there. I had a thing of bacon. And a few people are like, what the hell is pork roll?
What the hell is a pork roll? It's the best meat.
Another person jump in. They're like, my British heart cannot understand pork roll, but I'm also sad that I will never have it.
It's the better bologna.
It is.
I think.
That, and we're talking about Scrapple and all that kind of stuff. It literally turned into about a 45-minute breakfast conversation.
That's fantastic.
Which turned into me sharing recipes. I literally was sharing
Tune into my race where we're going to talk about recipes.
I was literally sitting there driving around Daytona.
I have an idea.
Oh, no.
You think you could race and cook at the same time?
No. No, because I need 2 hands.
For what?
Yes.
Because you don't shift anymore.
I
paddle,
mean,
right?
It's paddle, but
you can get around.
1 hand, 2 hand, but it's direct drive.
Well, you'd have to lower the power.
Lower
Listen,
the power.
For the sake of cooking, this is a bit. We can do a whole bit.
Guys, welcome to my new live stream idea: racing and cooking.
We're gonna make race breakfast.
Watch this while I make bacon while driving.
I have an idea. To stir is the turns. We just rig strings. I think I'm on something. How do you throttle for the heat control?
I feel like I could get protested for that.
No,
I mean, crashed. I was making pancakes.
No, I don't mean in iRacing. I mean literally using a steering wheel, like pedals and everything, to cook a meal.
Yo.
You don't get hands. You get a steering wheel and pedals.
If you can
like the people who do fucking Call of Duty and stuff with like Guitar Hero controllers. Like it's the same thing, but like way backwards.
You know what? Done. Deal. If you can write the code, I will make breakfast with a steering wheel.
I got friends. I got friends. I got things I can make.
Well, that's what we do when we do Extra Life. When we
making
do our own 24-hour stream.
Shift. Oh, sorry, I'm just adding salt. Shift. That was pepper.
No, we set up your old H pattern shifter to your KitchenAid mixer. So it's 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I would definitely do that. Just, you know what? I wonder if they make a mod for the KitchenAid mixer to have just like a little
I'm
H
sure they have to, just for the jokes.
Right? It's been the same mixer for like 70 years. It's got to be. Someone has to have figured out to change the little flicky things into something else, right?
Right?
It has to. It's got to exist. And if not, I'm onto something.
You've just created it. 1, 2, 3, you know.
I think there's 6 speeds.
Oh, you just take the 6-speed gearbox then.
I think it is a 6. Hang on. Hold. I don't remember. I think it's 6. KitchenAid.
I hate that we're onto something right now.
Mixer. How many speeds do they have? Is the question. I swear to God, I think it's 6. Nope, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and then stir. Yeah, 6.
So you're getting the H pattern going.
Yeah, you got to get the 6er.
I was gonna say if it was more than that, you can just get one of the American Truck Simulator gear.
I thought you were
gear levers.
Well,
levers.
The Logitech I have is down and backwards for reverse. So you got
it's 7.
You got a little bit of wiggle room in there.
Well, that's the stir function. Stir reverse.
It is stir plus the other 5. So stir is first. That checks out.
Yeah, just get a 5-speed then.
No, you need the stir.
Or do we do sequential where it's just 1, 2, 3?
Just bang up.
It's so stupid.
I don't know. It's just
4am watch says I miss iRacing.
this is how my brain works. All right, I didn't ask for this. This is just if someone keeps talking, I'll keep coming up with dumb ideas. This is just how it works.
Yeah, that's why I don't work in radio promotions anymore. I once somehow talked into making someone do a body shot off of me as a radio promotion, calling it Bobby shots. Like, it's just stupid shit like that.
Hey, listen, it works.
I wasn't expecting them to take it as me being serious.
If you say it, that's it. Yeah. But speaking of cars,
Yes.
I've had one for a little while now,
You have.
and it's been pretty fun, pretty interesting.
Now,
So-
what car do you have?
So I have the new Acura ZDX A spec, which is the less model, not the sport. It's the one that has more range, quote, slower, same horsepower, but less torque.
Okay.
So I think it's 499 foot-pounds of torque on the S, and then I think it's like 355 or something on the A. So like slower. I've driven now about 26 or 2,700 miles on it.
Okay.
Got the installer I have the electric at my house now, so that's all been great. And I noticed there's not a lot of people driving them quite yet, which is why they're like giving them away.
Mhm.
So it's it's Chevy and Honda. Both of them is like they made like a sister car.
Okay.
So it's the ZDX and I think the new Honda that just came out that's electric. I forget what name they revived, but that's also based on it. And then I think it's the Blazer.
Yeah, I think it's a Blazer.
And
You're
then
telling me.
the Cadillac Lyric, and then I think there's another car now that are all based on this body. So
Oh,
they are
okay.
really getting their fucking money's worth
Yeah.
on this thing. They're putting them everywhere. But
Hey, if it works, man.
yeah, I went with the Acura because I've always liked Acura. I like their touches. I like that Acura put Android on it instead of whatever the hell GM put that
Ugh.
isn't as good.
Don't get me started on GM's as a Chevy Impala owner.
Yeah, that's what they have in theirs. So I was like, I'll take the Android variant, please. Thank you. So that's been pretty good. I haven't really had any bugs. The app is terrible, but from what I'm understanding, it's across the board. Acura, Chevy, they're all just the app is shit. So hopefully they'll fix it. Outside of that, it's been a very fun, smooth, quiet ride.
Really?
I am no longer used to normal cars.
Wow.
So I could whisper in the car at like 90 and you will have a full conversation at a whisper.
Wow.
No road noise because it's an Acura. It's their whole thing is like their luxury. So like it's really quiet on the inside.
And they make great race cars too.
They do. Well, yeah, that handles very quickly. It handles very well and is quick. His brain.
I would say quickly too.
Yeah. But it's been a lot of fun to drive. From what I found out this morning, not great when it is really goddamn cold. So I had 100
Batteries
miles.
do be doing that.
Yeah, I had 100 miles of range this morning. I drove to and from work, which is 26 collective miles. And I dropped, when I got home, I was at 50? Jeez. 55 miles. So I lost almost 45 miles in a 26-mile day. So,
Wow.
Granted, when I woke up this morning, it was 7.
Yeah.
And when I came home from work, it was 16. So, like, that's as low really as you're going to go for batteries.
That'll do it.
So, you know, they say use the heated seats don't pump the AC or the heat while you're driving if you need to extend your battery, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that.
No.
So I keep it on, but it's the amenities in the car that make it worth it. Like the heat and the climate control is phenomenal.
Okay.
It is, you don't know where it's coming from, but the whole car just becomes the temperature.
Just gets nice.
And you don't feel it. It just is. Like normally in the car, I feel where the jets are coming from. I know where the heat is, and then none of that. It just it becomes the temperature. The heated seats are fucking so good. My back pain every day after work, I don't want to get out of the car because like the heat just hits so good. I'm like, I don't want to leave. These seats, they're very comfortable. Like they're very, very comfortable. And they're heated and ventilated. So if it's hot, you just turn the vent on, you cool them out. There have been, outside of the range thing, that's really been my complaint. Everything else, I have nothing to complain about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I haven't had range anxiety. I know some people coming from an EV or coming from a gas car, they get like an anxiety, like, oh, what if I need to drive 700 miles? You don't.
Yeah.
It's 300 miles. I had to do, was it Christmas? It was like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, lots of driving. I ended up charging it 100%, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to charge to 80.
Really?
Just like a car or just like a phone or a tablet or anything. You're supposed to keep it at 80. Same with laptops to like prolong the battery life. So they recommend keeping it at 80. So that for this car is 254 miles of range in good temperature.
Yeah.
At a full, it gave me 305, I think. So I charged it up to full, drove about an hour and a half away, drove back, still had like 65 or 70%, plugged it back in to top it up to 80, went the other direction. You're fine.
Yeah.
Really didn't have any worry about it.
How has, I don't even know if you've even had the opportunity or the need to do it, but like how has charging aside from your house been?
Not bad.
And like price wise, what are you thinking versus fuel versus
so
like,
it took
that kind of stuff?
If I did the math correctly, when I charge at home, it is $7 a charge.
Okay. That's a lot better than gas.
Yeah. So I think it's about $7 a charge for home. I have had to use public charging pretty often for the first like month because I had to get the thing installed on the house and that, permits and all that good stuff. So I had to use the public charging for about a month, and the one right in front of my neighborhood has like free charging for the first half hour, and then it was like $1 or something after that. So it ended up a complete full up. From there, it took about 55 minutes and cost me $9 or $8, something like that. So that one wasn't bad, but it's a slow charge. It was level 2. I guess it was level 3, but it was on the slow end of level 3. There are, I think it's something across America is like the big charging network. A lot of Walmarts have them, stuff like that. So there was a Walmart on 18, drove there. That one was kind of a pain. It is a very populated area.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially with this area, too. I feel like there are a lot of EVs in this area.
A ton. So that one has 10 charging spots, and you ended up having to wait about a half hour.
Wow.
Of just you're in a line, and as someone leaves, you just roll up, park, that person will start charging, someone else will roll out, you roll in. So it took about anywhere between 10 to 30 minutes to get in, to park, and charge. And then with that one, a full charge was like 35 minutes or 36 minutes. That was a very fast charge.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But you pay for that. So that one, that cost $37 a full, give or take. So that's like about the same price as like regular gas.
Yeah. Just takes longer.
Yeah, they do have a thing where you could pay if you were using it a lot. I think it was like $8 a month, and it gives you like 20 or 25% off or whatever it was, just straight off the top.
Okay.
So my $38 fill up would have been like 30 or something. And then depending on what EV you get, some of them are giving credits or like forever charging for free, stuff like that, or like the first 3 years charging is free. So I think they gave me like $100 in credit. Not a big deal.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Gave me like 2 or 3 fill-ups. It works. So those were nice because they're around.
Yeah.
They're just around. And then as we drive around, you see like Trader Joe's and like Shake Shack and stuff like that. They'll just have like 2 or 3 EV spots in the parking lot. They're level 2 charging. They're not fast. But you plug it in, you go grocery shop for an hour, you come back, you pick up 3 to 5 miles. It's nothing crazy.
No, but it'll get you home. It'll get you
home.
Yeah.
So that's like emergencies. You know, you're going to plug into a level 2. I also have a level 1, which is the emergency.
Shit.
That's in the trunk of the car, and that plugs into a regular outlet. And that'll give you, the one I bought goes from, I think, 12 amps to 16. You could like adjust it depending on what outlet you have, because you don't want to like, hey, I'm at your apartment. Could I plug in real quick to charge because like I'm low?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just blow out your circuit because I set it to 16 amps.
Yes.
It's only a 15 amp. Oops.
Whoopsies.
So it's been good outside of it taking forever to install the charger and kind of knowing that cold weather is going to be fucky.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic car. Like Elena, every time she sits in the car, I think it was after she was inside, she goes, you know, I really liked my car until you bought your car. Like, I used to have, like, my car was great until this one came.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of sums up the car. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
For a car. It's comfortable. It does everything we needed to do.
Yeah.
So
I was in the market for a car. But then, you know, was in the market for a car, but now I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I only have a couple payments left on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It gets me from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't want to spend more money a month.
We turbo it.
No. It's a 2018 Chevy Impala. You don't need to.
You're right. We supercharge it.
Oh, no. It's my daily.
It's better gas mileage.
Because I was thinking
Cold
about
air, turbo, gas mileage. Come on.
Fair. Because I was thinking about looking into getting a CRV. Because I like them. The Pilot would be phenomenal, but they're so expensive now.
Yeah.
I like the CRV. It's Honda. It's going to be built well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I want to go back to GM.
Yeah.
My first car, aside from the minivan that I had, was an 07 Impala. Traded that in, got an 18 Impala. Love that car.
Yeah.
I don't, well, Chevy doesn't make cars anymore, so I can't even go back to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really want a Blazer or, you know, Tahoe or anything like that.
Yeah.
They don't really impress me too much.
Yeah.
CRV is going to be cheap. It's reliable. It's a Honda.
Yep.
So that thing is going to keep going until it doesn't. And even then, it's going to keep going.
Yep.
And I would just need to get the, you know, the extras. Like the sound system I need.
Yeah.
Heated seats I want.
That,
you know what I mean?
That was the big reason why I went with the ZDX. Because it had like an 18-speaker Bang & Olufsen system.
Yeah.
Standard. I didn't have to... No extra... That's what I like about electric cars. Is just... Here's the car. There's 2 specs. The fast one and the quote not fast one.
Yeah.
Pick it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't have to go... Like, I wanted to get an F-150. I was going to get the Lightning because I wanted to be able to tow and blah, 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 because we always do ion.
Going from
and all
your
that
Jeep
stuff.
and everything.
Yeah, going from a Jeep. I wanted to remain what I did with the Jeep because I used my Jeep. Like, that was not a show Gladiator.
No.
That fucker got
That was no pavement princess.
Yeah, no, it got beat up. I washed it 3 times. It was 4 years old.
Dude, that was the tabletop trio machine.
Yeah, I did a lot with that. So I was looking at the F-150 and I was like, oh, maybe the F-150, you know, my brother works for Ford. We'll figure it out, blah, blah, blah. There's so many fucking options and packages, and then if you want that one, it turns off this one, and if you turn on that one turns off that one. Like, why?
Yeah. Well, that and on top of that, you have the hassle of going to the dealership, talking to them. You have to haggle. What's the best out the door price? So, well, let's talk payment. I don't want to talk payment. I want to talk out the door price. Like, all that. And it's funny, I found...
And then it's, we don't have that one, but, you know, we have this one.
Yeah.
And it's only $30,000 more.
Yeah. Well, I found there's this guy online.
Prologue, by the way.
Prologue.
They brought the Prologue back as all electric.
Wow,
starting at 47.
And his account is called Delivered.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does, you pay him $1,000, and he will buy your car. He will haggle. He would get the price down, and he's like, you could easily get 7 to 10% off MSRP flat by just calling around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where it's like, all right, well, even 7% off of a car typically is more than $1,000.
Yeah.
So you take that money you're saving, just pay him, and he calls people. He'll haggle with the dealerships. He'll get it shipped if it's across country.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says, I'm buying it for, my wife wants this car. You know, she's going to show up with it. And then you show up at the dealer. Oh, yeah, this guy, he was talking to my buddy Tommy. He bought this car. Oh, okay, sure. Here's the paperwork. Signed. Good. You're done.
Interesting.
Which is such a cool concept.
Yeah. I'm the one that usually calling places and haggling and but I'm also the one that does all the research where
oh, yeah.
There's 4 of these cars across the United States. Does one happen to be near New Jersey?
I guess we're taking a trip to North Carolina this weekend.
Yeah, when like you said, there are things you look for in a vehicle. I will find the one of those vehicles that exist.
Yes.
And then go get that one.
Dude, I am the same way. I will mindfuck a purchase to my benefit. Mm-hmm. I will sit there and look at, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this. Oh, well, this, and I'll write everything out. Here's where this one has, here's where the other one has. I'll have spreadsheets, everything. Like my apartment. Mm-hmm. I have spreadsheets on spreadsheets. I think I might have even shown you.
Yeah.
Where I literally had, here's the address, here's the rent payment, bedrooms, bathrooms, laundry, distance to my house, distance to work, distance to my girlfriend's house and her job. I even put distance to here, knowing I'll be coming up here 2 days a week.
You're here pretty often.
And I will sit there and map everything out and just be like, okay, these are in our area. These are in our price range. And we have the cheapest one that I've looked at that fit all of our categories. Less than an hour, 15 from here. Close enough to her job. Close enough to my job if I have to go in.
Yeah. It's
in these days you have to.
You have to.
You have to try to find the best price because otherwise you're going to get screwed.
Mm-hmm. You don't even try to hide it anymore.
No, God, no.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
It's just
because I already know my rent is going to go up by a couple $100 next year, but that is if we stay.
Right.
We may look into getting something else or going somewhere else. We don't know yet, but it's only been 2 months.
Yeah, the first one's a fun trial.
Yes.
So then you get to figure out what you liked, what you didn't like.
Yeah, and how do we work our schedules around? we also learned that we really want a dog, and we can't have one here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's gonna slow or things a little bit. So we learned that here when we were renovating and everything. It's just like what do we like, what we don't like. A lot of the first few years actually was like everyone told us this is what to do in a house. It's like, you have to make it look good, you have to make it look fancy, you have to make it look livable, you have to make it look perfect, and ignore all the nerdy not things that you like.
yeah,
Like,
forget things you like. Do things for the resale value.
yeah, or not even the resale. It was just do things that look normal, so it'll look fancy and like a house. Don't don't put up your posters that are just like stupid. Like I have like Magic posters and stuff like that. Not like Flowers Magic, but like the card game.
I mean, that would be pretty great to have Matt like just
Press a button and flowers just shoot
some
out.
Harry Potter shit. The portrait just walks around.
Just gets up and leaves. Hey, no, but it took a while, and then one day I was just feeling really like not great, and Elena was like, "What's why don't you ever want to like sit up here? Like why don't you like? Because it doesn't feel like it's mine.
Yeah.
Nothing of mine is here. It's just a house that looks nice, but none of my actual personality is here."
Yeah.
And then, we started changing things, and then that's when we kind of both agreed, like, oh, yeah, we were, like, why did we listen to what everybody else had to say? Like, just put what you want to put in your house to make it feel like you
So yeah,
live
we
there.
live here. This
Yeah.
isn't someone else's. This is our house. We can
Yeah.
do what we want here.
Yeah, and that's that's when things started changing a little bit. That's why I have like a there with all the board games.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's where we play games.
Yeah.
Why hide them?
Yeah.
This is where they are.
And it's a great set piece.
Yeah. What's that? Well, that's board games. Would you like to play one?
Yeah.
Like easy, easy opener.
Yeah.
Any of those you like? We had a bunch. Like that's not all of them. It's just what we could fit in the cabinet.
Yeah.
But it's things you learn.
Big fan of the blue chicken too. That's like just peeking in the shop from Stardew.
It is indeed, along with the cookbook that I believe is right next to it.
Oh yeah, and a Pokeball.
So that Pokeball is actually a game.
Really?
Yeah, that has stumped the shit out of all of us over and over. So you click it, and it's supposed to be, what's that fucking, like the 7 questions is...
Oh, who's that Pokemon? But like 20
yeah.
questions.
Yeah, it's like a 20 questions version of that Pokemon. So it'll ask you a thing, and then you say it, and then it'll be like, "Oh, did you mean this?" And you're like, "Nah." And it's just not it. But it's fun to mess around with. We bought it while we were at Barnes and Noble's once. We were at the store. We were supposed to go there like real quick. We're just gonna run into Barnes and Noble. We were like standing by that fucking Pokeball for like 25 minutes. I'm like, we're just gonna bring it home. We're just gonna bring it home, and we can keep playing later. We have been in this quick run for a half hour staring at a Pokeball. We need to leave.
Yeah.
It's the little things.
I think I might need to hit up Barnes & Noble this weekend.
Honestly, sometimes, man.
This is the 3rd mention of Barnes & Noble today, by the way.
Okay, so the thing is...
Because Elena and I were talking earlier about it.
So the thing is, with Barnes & Nobles, the books are really cool. They have really nerdy stuff that they're starting to pull in.
Yeah.
Which is great to have them.
have a good D&D section with dice and like
Wild.
cards and
Yeah.
everything.
And minis and everything else now. They're doing more. You can get DM stuff, like the everything.
I've seen so many like build your own or like DIY maps or like
Yeah, they have
DM
those.
helpers.
Yeah, they have a whole ton. They do Lego. They have records.
Yeah.
I went last week, the week before. I bought like 5 new records. They have ones that I didn't know that they still made. Records.
I got the most ridiculous deal on a Lego set there because someone put the wrong price tag on, and it was like $100 Lego set that I got for like $50 because they had the $49.99 sticker on it, and I'm like,
that doesn't seem right.
Because it wasn't. Because I was looking it up online. I'm like, okay.
Mine.
So I bring it up. It rings up, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. It says 50 on there. She goes, oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
She goes, that's definitely not the right price, but it's on there, so here you go.
Yeah, not even going to think twice. You're right.
So I got the Ayrton Senna F1 model.
So we love going there. Turns out, if you're a member, you get, I think, 10% off.
Yep.
But it's not just the books.
Everything.
It's everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought records, board games, and the thing about Barnes & Nobles is that you have to check every Barnes & Nobles because not every Barnes & Nobles does sales and clearances with the same items.
Yep.
So, like, the one in New Brunswick, every now and again, has a great D&D clearance thing.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll have, like, minis and stuff on clearance, like, half off. Magic cards. There's that box right behind you. I bought on clearance. It was, like, 50% off. Is it a good set? No. But it's 50% off.
Yeah.
So when I did the math on what
It's
the
magic cards.
Yeah, what they were actually worth versus that, pretty even. And then I got 10% off on top of that. So, like, as a place where you could just go and look at these things, and, like, it's a sad reality, but where else can you go to get records now? A lot of record stores that I knew about don't exist.
I will say there is apparently a pretty good record store in the town next to mine, which is like a 2-minute drive from my apartment. I have yet to go there. But there's that, and it's right next to a store called Nerd Mall, which they were at PAX.
Yeah.
They were literally next to one of the booths that we did an interview at. So we're going to have to check out Nerd Mall, too.
Yeah. There's a few places we got to go.
Yeah, plus one of the world's largest arcade or hobby shops.
Yep. Oh,
is apparently near me, too.
Speaking of, you slipped there with arcade. Apparently, in Menlo Park Mall, they opened up a Japanese arcade.
I saw that called Gotcha,
Yeah.
and they're all just the Gotcha machines.
I need it. I'm good. You got me. You are correct.
Yeah.
I love claw machines.
Gotcha us. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do that. We also have a really cool series we have yet to get together with, just because, holidays, sickness, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Once everyone's on the mend and all that kind of stuff, we're going to have a really cool series that we're going to start launching maybe once a month, every couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That may or may not have to do with something in the background of our set.
It's The Crown, obviously.
Damn it. Got us.
Once or twice a week, or a month, or a week.
But we're going to have some really, really cool stuff coming up for us as well. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. And it may or may not be in the background.
Maybe.
Just
not.
saying.
There's a lot of stuff back there is the problem.
Exactly. It's a Where's Waldo of what are we doing?
Yeah. You should see the sides.
Yeah.
I just got done building a computer. There's a lot of boxes.
There's a lot of everything around right now.
Yeah, I got 2 PCs off screen, not counting the one we're recording on. There's a lot over here.
Yeah, right now in my eye view, I can see 4 computers.
Yeah.
3.5 technically.
Yeah.
Size wise.
There's a lot of computers over here.
But I feel like this is a pretty good jumping off point for us here tonight.
Yeah.
Been almost an hour here. But thanks y'all so much for hanging out with us here tonight. Don't forget you can check us out on our website, tabletoptrio.com. There you'll know whenever we go live and all that kind of stuff. You can follow us on YouTube, on Twitch. We go live Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern. The podcast is up usually the next day at some point whenever we get around to editing it and, throwing it up on our podcast provider anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Mondays and Tuesdays, we're going to be going back to broadcasting for iRacing soon. So that should be fun in about a few weeks from now.
Yep.
Yeah, that is going to be a ton of fun. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
Now I'm Joe.
This has been the Tabletop Trio podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great night. We'll talk to you next week with a very, very special guest.